Hi, this is Lou. This is Friday, and today was the 6th of June. And I'm way up here too close to the screen. One of my last videos didn't come through very loud. I don't know if it was because I was covering up something or because there is something I guess you can cover up and then you won't be able to hear me very good. And it might be this case. But I took it in and out of the case because I was trying to pair up something the other day. Anyway, I do not know what I came here to say. Just felt the need to say hi anyway. Don't have too awful long. We're going to go to that same secondhand store is closing down tomorrow. And she wants to do something different tomorrow. So it's just I found a couple 3 shirts that I really think I want to have. I love the I love the male shirt, the shirt for the male, dress shirt. You know, it's got the collar, you put a tie on, long sleeves. I really like those. They're really great with jeans, shorts, leggings. Actually, I haven't had any in a long time. I had them when I was younger, but I like them. So, I think I told you guys about that in a different video. I found a light purple one and a dark purple one. Not dark, it was, I want to say bright and I want to say brilliant, but it was see, dark doesn't sound right. It's not really dark, but it's not lavender. So, you know, you've got your two different, I would just call it brilliant. I liked it. But when I found the red shirt, I told myself, you know, I can't have all those, so I put those back. Well, I decided I can have those because they will go good with a lot of different things. I think I already mentioned that too. You know, you want to wear them with your shorts or with your jeans or with your leggings or just over a swimming suit or just run around the house with your fella. Anyway, I don't know. It is Friday. I know I said that. And today was the day I had my scans. So we won't know anything. I mean, I guess if I was to really try hard, they have like a portal or something where you can go onto it and see results of tests earlier than when you see the doctor. But it's not going to mean that you're going to know how to read it. I mean, maybe they read it for you and tell you all about it. I don't know. I looked up something once before, and I couldn't make heads nor tails of it. Now that's an expression. So you're looking at something and you can't tell if it's a head or a tail. I don't know if that came from back east or not, you know, because a lot of things that I got from my Papa Bear are from back there, North Carolina, even though it says North Carolina, it's part of the South. You know, if you were to go back to the Civil War, North and South, North Carolina was part of the South. I'm glad I wasn't alive then. I was going to say, let me think, was I alive then? Gone with the Wind. That's a really good movie. I don't know. It looks like we're still going. Okay, I got interrupted with a phone call, but I didn't accept it. So, we're going to go back to that secondhand store, and I'm going to try to get that, at least that, I will call it brilliant purple, maybe royal purple. Like I like royal blue, and I think there was one of those. So I have things that the blue one will go with, and I have things that the purple one will go with. So they have multi-purpose uses for these shirts. You know, they're buttoned down, so you can hold your collar open. So I haven't worn a necklace in a long time, but I think I want to. I used to have a signature necklace, you know, one that I wore all the time. So I want to find something just real special that I would want to wear. And then that came to my mind like a talisman, something magical, without it being, see, I don't know if you can understand that. I don't know if I understand it myself, but my stuff, yeah. It's like when somebody wears something all the time, like maybe part of their essence is in that object. Does that make any sense? No. Anyway, it's kind of like someone giving you their scarf when you're going off to war, and it's something she's worn all the time, and she gives it to the guy she loves. And maybe it smells like her too. You know, a favorite cologne. Getting just a little carried away there. It's not really very romantic. You know, there's romance involved, like with that war. That's not romantic. And yes, I have watched Gone with the Wind. That was one of my mother's favorite shows. But so she was also into that time frame and houses from that time frame. She loved those old colonial houses. I don't think they ever lived in one, but I wouldn't have been, you know, they might have. I was going to say I wouldn't have been surprised, but they might have. Now there's no one around to ask, unless Aunt Bonnie would know. See, Aunt Bonnie lived up in the New York area, I believe. So anyway, in North Carolina, you know, that's one of the 13 colonies, right? Seems like they're part of that. But we weren't from that time frame anyway. But the point is, all of those places along the East Coast had really big colonial houses. And a lot of it had to do with whatever you call them. Started to say the army, but whatever you call what was going on at that period of time. There was wars going on. Always got to have some kind of war. Okay. It's true, people. I mean, yes, it's a conspiracy theorist type of deal, but it's also true. Certain people gain a lot from war and from all the weapons and the bullets, ammunition, gasoline, missiles. people's lives, medical supplies, to try to pick those people up and put them together. My grandson's going to be a med. I don't know what it is that he's going to be, but he's going to do that, where he puts people back together. And I'm really proud of him. I just wish we didn't have to do that. So anyway, it's just theories, right? The bankers have a lot to gain, loaning money, getting people in debt to them. Not just people, but countries. It's horrible what I'm saying. Because it's like in the background where you're not looking, there are people stirring the pot. There are people making decisions. And we're just the little puppets down here, you know? Anyway, my grandson, let's see, I'm not really quite sure how old he is, but he did just graduate last year. So graduation is coming up right now. So would that make him 19? Medic. I want to say a medic. And then what someone says is, you know, that puts them right out at the front lines because that's where they're needed. I don't like that. I don't like any of it. I mean, I know he's going to have a lot of experience. Hopefully he won't have a whole lot of scars. I'm not talking about physical scars. I'm talking about trauma from the things that you're going to see being in war. Like having your friends die in front of you. Which I won't list all the things. I mean, can only imagine the horrible things. So, Star Trek, that kind of war. Now, which Star Trek am I talking about? I really don't know, because if you go back to the real early one, seems like they did that too. They came across the, you know, they're out in the stars, okay, so that must be where they came across them. So I forget what it was I wanted to tell you. Okay, I had to catch it again. They were going to fight each other. They were fighting each other, but what they did was they just, somehow they did an electrical fire. You know, and so this geographical area, okay, we all go and we go into an incinerator. I don't know if it was an incinerator, but you know, it was, you go into something and you're gone. You're dissolved, you're disappeared, you know, that's how they conducted their war. So, it wasn't with bullets, because I just can't even imagine. But see, that was somebody's imagination. They're trying to tell you something. Because with all these wars that's going on, there's all this destruction. So not only do people get killed, but all around gets killed. And then you have to come up with all this money to rebuild. That's where the banker comes in. And look at all the lives. Lives, lives that are taken. So that's enough of that. It's not really a very good subject, is it? I know. I don't have my glasses on, but I can kind of see that I'm not looking the freshest. I look like I've got oil in my hair, and I do. I need to spray that stuff in my hair. But it is true. I have done that before. You need to be careful. I'm not sure where I put it. Anyway, there it is. You spray it, and it's runny. So if you spray it real close to the front, it's going to go rolling off your head down your face. Okay, Zepta or something like that. I don't have my glasses on, so I can't see it very good, but I can turn it to the way that you would see it. That's the name of it. And I've seen lots of ads for it on Facebook, so I'm sure everybody else must be too. It's called Regrow. I think that's what it's called. Excuse me. Yeah, H-Regrow 2.0 Rice Nutri Spray. Biotin and caffeine infused. Oh. Now see, I don't know a lot about this caffeine stuff, but I've heard of it before. But I do know that we take biotin. And I haven't been doing a very good job of that either. And I know that it's different. The melatonin is what puts you to sleep. And that works really well. The gummies work really well for me. And I take too much of it, according to my sister, Nancy. She doesn't take very much of it at all. But I wasn't getting any sleep at all a little over 2 years ago. And so that's my naturopath wanted me to do that so I could try to get some sleep. I was just too amped up. I had had a lot of rest, okay, because I'd had surgery and you have to recoup and you have to relax, and so I rested an awful lot. So I'm just saying my body had an overflow of that too. And then my head had a lot of things it was trying to decipher, put together, figure out what am I going to do. If you haven't seen any of my other videos, and you might not know, but nevertheless, I was diagnosed with breast cancer in 22. And there's just a long story to it, so I don't really want to go over that. But nevertheless, through a series of time, nevertheless, cancer. So I'm trying to fight cancer. And I shouldn't have to be fighting. But I'm also hoping and praying Ivermectin is a horse wormer. The internet said that the FDA approved it for human consumption in 1996, okay? So I think I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna go take a journey here. Let me see what she said. Okay, so I have a few more minutes. We're gonna go to that secondhand store. I'm gonna have to go potty too. I should really make a list, but it's too late now. There are things I'd like to get for this house. I know. I don't know what I was saying before I got distracted. Silverware. I would like to get all right, so silverware. Rags. Shirts. I really do like those shirts, and I don't know if I finished talking about them, but they're the ones with tails, okay? Men wear them to church, and they tuck them in their suit, and they put ties on with them, or they wear them to the office or whatever, but I love them. And in order to get what I like, I will have to get it used, and I will have to get it at a secondhand store. Same thing, used. But I did have my hands on it just the other day. So if no one has bought it, then I'm going to grab those. Be perfect. Anyway, she's making a sandwich and then we're going to go. So I was just thinking, okay. So we'll wear rags, shirts. I just need to probably shut it down. Get ready. Started to say to go to town. Oh, Tally Ho Joe. The other day I found this shirt. I don't know if you can see it, but I like it. Kind of hard to see, okay, but that's my shirt. Anyway, I'm just going to probably have to say good night. Maybe I'll come back later. I was talking about the fact that I couldn't sleep way back when. You know, you have a lot on your mind when you get that diagnosis and you don't know what to do. And then I don't know how to say what I was going to say. Just not happy. Not happy with the status quo. I'll hold on to this and see. I'm not sure. I know it's been kind of slow and maybe there's not anything to it. I'll come back and just do one. That's probably what I should do. So take care. I'll make up my mind later. Bye.